All right. So you say you're doing pretty good today.
Mhm.
All right. And your mom, she told me, she had been helping y'all get all the things that y'all need, parts like the UPS store number, address, and then your virtual number, right?
Yes.
Okay. Good, 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 good. All right. So the section we just each session going forward until we put your business together. We're just gonna keep doing a few sections at a time. So we probably got probably two more depending on how much we get done today. All right, so today we're gonna work on your team, your elevator pitch, and your target market. All right, so on a sheet of paper in your notebook, you're gonna write down who. So we're gonna do like sections like we did last time, and then we're gonna fill in the blank. All right, let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, so you're gonna write down. So this tab, we're still working on our 5 W's. All right, you're gonna write down who, and then in quotations, you're gonna write down my team. All right, and beside that, outside of the quotations, just put this quote that they always want to tell you in business, which is true, and in life. You're gonna write down teamwork makes the dream work. So teamwork makes the dream work. So we're gonna focus on building your team. It's gonna be a few different people that we want to add to your team. All right. So underneath that line, you can write one. Right now, just write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going down. All right. So number one, and we talked about this when we was doing the group session with all of y'all on the call. I remember we were saying y'all have team members that we might not even identify as team members, like parents and grandparents. So who do you think number one on your team should be?
Um, Myself.
Well, you're definitely on the team. How about your mom?
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna write down. You can write down your mom, and then beside her name. All right, so we're gonna identify what role she plays, which we know it would pretty much be a lot of roles, but we're just gonna focus on things that are gonna matter the most to your business, like transportation. All right. So by her name, put transportation, because you just say whether you're going to a show for your poetry or a book signing for your book. I mean, for your book or to an event as an artist, you might need transportation until you get a car, right? So your mom is your team partner because she's gonna provide transportation. We'll say funding. So put by her, put transportation, and you can put slash or hyphen. Funding. So she's also like your banker. What are some other things you might need her to do to help with your business? I think does she do graphic designing? We'll put a separate tab.
Wow, that's
Right now, the transportation and funding. Those are gonna be the two big things. Oh, and then just say sorry, transportation funding. We'll say operations manager. We'll say because she's gonna kind of help keep your business going. So we'll put her down for operations manager. All right. Number two, and we're kind of mashing up your team between what you're going to need for your poetry business and then also what you're going to need for your artists. you as an artist. So like both businesses. All right, so number two, we'll go with graphic designer. We'll say graphic designer slash editor, because you'll need an editor for your book, and you'll also need graphic designer. And then same thing with your art, your art form. Like when you write stuff, you might need somebody to edit it. Might need a logo. So all right, on that line, all right, put by graphic designer slash editor. Then we're just gonna write out like some of the things that you're gonna need them for. So put like logos. Put logos. We'll say content editing. Contract, well done. So logos, content editing, and we'll just say graphic designer, and that'll kind of cover a lot of other stuff. All right, now on that same line, we're gonna identify two places, well, one place where you can get subcontractors. All right, and then we'll define subcontractor. All right, so on that line, put down Fiverr, Fivver, and then circle that, and then just put like an arrow beside it and just say subcontract. So Fiverr is going to be like your main subcontractor. Like if you need affordable editing, you need like video graphics, you need letterheads or graphic design. So since we already listed some of that stuff, one of your main subcontractors or team members is going to be Fiverr. Now, let's go. All right, where you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going to skip down about 3 lines and we'll go ahead and write the definition for subcontractor.
Okay.
All right, so just put subcontract, put a star, and then put subcontractor. And then the definition that you want to write down for subcontractor, we'll just say we'll say a freelancer. So a freelance, or you can put a freelance professional that does work for your company. So a freelance professional that does work for your company. And we already have definitions for employees and all that. All right, underneath subcontractor, we're gonna also write down this. You're gonna write down important documents to have in place. Since we're gonna be dealing with subcontractors, it's different paperwork we wanna have in place. And this is gonna be important to you as an artist and as a business owner. So important documents, and then you can put semicolon. All right, number one, first one is gonna be a non-compete clause. So NON compete clause. Non-compete clause. Then you can do comma and put subcontractor agreement. Subcontractor agreement. And that's going to be a document. And then another one is going to be a non-disclosure agreement. Subcontractor agreement, non-disclosure agreement, non-compete clause. And then we're going to write down 2 more different documents. You're going to write down a W-9, the W-9, and that's just a tax form. That way, when you do business with other people, you don't have to pay their taxes. So you're going to write down W-9, and then the last form, you're going to write down W-4. That's if you have, once you get employees. So just say if you hire your brother as a YouTuber, and you want him to be an employee versus a subcontractor, which in his case, he would be a subcontractor since he has a business. But just say you hire somebody, one of your friends, and she actually works for you, then she would fill out a W-4 form. That way, you're basically responsible for her her taxes and stuff, which we'll get to that. All right. Now let's go. All right. Put a beside that, like where we wrote the different paperwork that we need or forms. Put like that's your homework. So you want to basically watch videos on those 5 different forms. Like watch a video to see what a non-compete clause is, see what a non-disclosure agreement is, subcontractor agreement, W-4 and the W-9. That way it'll explain it. And I'll send your mom some videos because I already put some together, but that's gonna be homework. All right.
Okay.
Now let's go back up to our team. So we already got 2. All right. So number 3, we're gonna put relations, public relations person, and then you can put or agency. All right, public relations. Now, some people abbreviate it and they just call it PR. So if you ever hear an artist say, well, let me talk, I got to talk to my PR agent, that's somebody that represents them. So PR, so public relations on that line, what you need to know about that is those are the people that get you media attention. So just say the people that get me media attention. So like if you want to get on the radio station, you want to get on the TV news station, you want to get in the newspaper, that type of person would be called a public relations person. All right.
Okay.
All right. Number 4. Okay. Let's think about. Can you think of any other team members that you would need either for your poetry business or for your poetry book or for art? I mean for like your music. What about a videographer? Put videographer, like you put videographer slash film person, and so videographer slash film person, and that would just be the person that captures the live content. So the person that records your live content. So that would be like if you're doing a book signing, you're doing a music and poetry event, they would record it. That way you can share it on your social media. So that's going to be an important person. Beside that, put your brother now. Put Bobby, just because. All right, so he's going to be a YouTuber, but I'm gonna stretch him a little more to where he actually does videography too. That way he can get paid for videography, and then he can do his own YouTube channel.
Okay.
All right. Can you think of anybody else that might be important to you, as far as helping you build your business?
No.
Okay, so if you think of anybody else, they'll go in that space as far as your team. So you'll put it like them. Now, by your mom, we're also going to put managers. So since you're an artist, naturally, unless you decide to hire an outside manager, you're probably going to want your mom to manage. Usher's mom still manages him. Beyonce's dad managed her for years. So most artists, poets, artists, musicians, they have managers. So like I said, some people use their parents. So by your mom, we'll just put manager too. All right, so if you think of any other team members, like in that section, that's where you want to start listing, like, okay, yeah, I need this type of person. All right.
Okay.
All right, so let's skip down below like the documents we wrote. And then the next section, we're gonna write my elevator pitch. We'll write who first. So write who, and then in quotations, write my elevator pitch. All right. Do you you have any clue like what an elevator pitch might be? it's a business term. So you may or may not heard of it. All right, so write this definition down. So you can write it either beside it or underneath that. So all right, your elevator pitch is all right, you're gonna write this down. So you're gonna tell people who you are. So you're gonna tell people who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. So you're gonna tell people so your elevator pitch is you telling people who you are, what you do, and how you can help them in 3 minutes or less. So that's why it's called the elevator pitch. Did you write down that part? So
Yes.
in 3 minutes or less. So you're gonna tell people who you are, what you do, and how you can help them in 3 minutes or less. That's why people call it an elevator pitch. Because if you was in an elevator, you would only have so many minutes to basically communicate that message. All right.
Yes.
All right. Also write down this on a line below that. All right. In business, there's something called the know, like, and trust factor. Not know like N-O, but know like K-N-O-W. So write down know the know, like, and trust factor. So the know, like, and trust factor. And then I'm going to tell you what that is. All right. So the know, like, and trust factor. All right. By that, the definition you want to write down is people generally buy, like B-U-Y. So people generally buy or support people that they know, like, or trust. So people generally buy or support people that they know, like, or trust. People generally buy from people they know, like, or trust. That's the know, like, and trust factor. All right, let me know when you got that. All
I
right,
got it.
now go ahead and start we're going to create your elevator pitch. And I'm going to try to mash up both of them, or we'll try to put both of them in, like for both ventures that you're doing. So your music and your poetry, we'll try to match it up. All right, so how you going to start your elevator pitch off? All right, start with my name is, and then you'll say your full name. Now, you're gonna say my name is, and then say your full name, like first and last name. All right. Now, since your business is more, we'll say since your business is more neutral and a little more creative, we're not gonna say owner operator. We're gonna use the term founder. All right. So you'll say I am the founder of, and did you come up with a different name for your company, or are you still working on that?
Yes, actually.
Oh, okay. So, all right, you're gonna say I am, and I'll hear it when you read your pitch back to me. So you'll say I am the founder of, and then say the name of your company. And if it's a LLC, well, it'll be a LLC. So after the end, just put, after your company name, put LLC. I am the founder of. All right. So remember, all right, just like I told you, the know, like, and trust factor and the elevator pitch. So what we're doing now is telling people who you are. So you already introduced yourself. You introduced the name of your company. So now we're going to try to tell them what it is you do. All right. So what's the name of your company?
The name of my business is Janae Illustrates.
Okay, I like that. So Janae Illustrates LLC. I like that because that's neutral for both. Both like you as a, because you play the guitar, right?
Learning.
Okay. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna say now. So on our next line, we'll say. Now, how long have you been playing the guitar?
Not long.
Okay, so you just started. How long have you been writing poetry?
Uh, don't really write poetry. I write stories on my computer. So
Okay, so story. Okay, so you just like to write, not particularly poetry. You're a writer. So you're gonna now. Are you gonna create a poetry book or like a regular book?
regular book.
Okay. All right. So okay. Illustrate.
What y'all working on? Your elevator pitch?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So
Is he asking for accolades for you? You need to mention that you used to write in the newspaper, the Ola newspaper.
okay.
Hoof
Let's
prints.
say. All right. So now what we're doing is basically trying to establish your credibility and just whatever experience you got with between the two businesses. So, all right, like your mom said, so you're gonna mention, so you'll just say after you put your I am the founder of, and you said your company name, you'll say I have been. How do you know how old you were or how long you've been writing?
I think since I was
Would you say 5+ years or more than 10 years? Like 5 years or more or 10 years?
like from not when I was a kid, but when I was like still in high school,
Okay, so more than 5 years or more than 10 years?
more than 5 years.
Okay, so you'll say I have been I have been writing for 5+ years, and then you'll mention and you'll say, and like your mom mentioned that you used to be a writer for a newspaper, and you can say
Yes.
I was I was a featured writer, and then you'll cite the name of the newspaper that you or magazine that you write. So right now we're just trying to establish credibility because in addition to writing your own stuff, some people might also commission you to write for them. So if they don't know that you're a writer, not just you're an author, then you'll miss that business. All right. So you'll say, I have been writing for 5+ years, and I was a featured writer in whatever newspaper or magazine. All right. Now let's go back to the first sentence that we did. So after we wrote my name is, and you said your full name, put a insert line or like the insert symbol, because we're gonna add to that you're gonna write. So put an insert line, and because you're gonna read anything we cover in a session after you write your notes, basically you're gonna retype it in Word. So just say if you gotta draw a line and skip down some to where you connect that to the sentence. When you retype it, just put it all in order. All right. So after you said my name is, and you said your full name, line that we want to insert is I am an an author, comma, writer, and musician. So you're an author, writer, and musician. And then after that, then it'll connect to I am the founder of and your company name, and then the last sentence that we just wrote. All right.
Okay.
All right. And then we're gonna add another sentence. All right. So after we talked about your credibility that you've been writing for 5+ years and that you was a featured writer in that newspaper. All right, now we're going to talk a little bit about the products and services you offer. So you'll say, my company offers creative services like, and then you'll do a semicolon. So my company offers creative services like, and then we're going to list a few. And we'll really define them in your next section. well, the section after next when we do your products and services. So I'll give you some new ones that you probably didn't think you was going to offer. All right, so my company, my company offers creative services like, so you'll say, we'll say, all right, so what's a creative phrase to say, all right, to say you're playing the guitar and reading a book? Well, we can say musical storytelling. We'll say musical storytelling. So my company offers musical storytelling. So we'll say musical storytelling. Musical storytelling. We'll put ghost writing. So ghost writing would be if another young adult wants you to tell their story, and then you'll basically ghost write it, like kind of get certain information. And I'll kind of we'll outline it in your other section. But for right now, we'll just put ghost writing. But that's basically just you writing for other people. You'll say, all right, what's another service that you want to offer? We got ghost writing, we got musical storytelling. Let's see. So musical we'll say, well, you don't do poetry. We'll just say, so now we'll separate the two. We'll say music on demand. So music on demand, that would be like if somebody want to strictly book you as an artist versus an artist that's going to tell their story. So just say music on demand, and that would be, if somebody wants you to do some kind of musical work for them. All right, all right. So you'll close that sentence out. Now we're going to talk about your products. All right. So either we can start a new sentence, or after we listed that, you can say and I offer creative products like, but since we broke that sentence, we'll just say my company offers creative products like, and then we'll list those. So my company offers creative products like, and now we're going to talk about like your books, audio books. So you'll put like you'll put now. So you'll put, sorry, if you put my company offers creative products like, we'll just say we'll say a t-shirt line, audio books, we'll say musical, I want to say musical story videos, which we'll probably kind of be creating something new. Because I don't see, I mean, it's different from audiobook, because audiobook would just be somebody talking over the book. But in your case, you do music and writing. So we'll just say musical storybooks, because you would create a musical storybook. And then, and we'll just say, and more for now. All right. And then just say, whenever we start adding more to that, we'll just stretch that sentence out. All right. So we offer creative products like we said, musical storybooks, audio books, and a t-shirt line. So just remember, when you got a business, you can have products and services. So services are things that you render. Products are things that you offer. All right. Now you gotta regurgitate it to me. So you're gonna read that paragraph back to me. That way we make sure it flows good. So don't forget the sentence that we have to insert. Sorry, you're gonna start from the top and kind of speak a little loud. You're gonna say, my name is blah blah blah. You're gonna go through your whole elevator pitch, and I'm gonna analyze it to make sure it flows good.
My name is Naya Williams. I am an author, writer, and musician. I am the founder of Janae Illustrates LLC. I have done writing for 5+ years, and I was a featured writer in an Ola of print newspaper. My company offers creative services like musical storyteller, ghostwriter, and music on demand. My company offers creative products like t-shirt lines, audiobooks, and musical story videos.
Great, good job. And actually, that flowed really good. Now, all right, when you said musical, all right, just say under your services, so it would be musical storytelling. So make sure we say storytelling because you're offering that service. No, but no, that flows really good. That's a good job. So music, so we're gonna put musical storytelling. So people could, so just say once you write your book, somebody could book you to come in to do a musical storytelling. All right. And then on the products, all right, so we said music on demand and it's audio books. I think you on audiobooks, I think it was you might have said something similar, but I don't think it was quite audiobooks. So audiobook would just be you recording one of your books that you write in the studio, and instead of people reading it, they'll listen to it. So that's all the audiobook is. But no, that flowed really good. So great job. What you're gonna do? All right, write a note down for that section. What you're gonna do is write it down on that whole paragraph on an index card, and the same way you just read it, write it down on an index card, and then you're gonna start reading it 3 to 5 a day until you can say it without reading the index card. So just like studying for a test, you're gonna basically memorize it till you can say it without the notes. That way, when you meet people, if you say that, they're gonna know exactly who you are, what you do, and how you can help. All right. We'll also be using that on social media. So just say you connect with a new friend, whether it's a potential customer or a potential like strategic networking person. When you introduce yourself, that's your new introduction. That way they see, okay, because they might say, oh, well, I need somebody to write, or I got a youth camp. Hey, can I book you to come in and do a musical storytelling? So you want to get used to saying that. So you got to commit it to memory. So like I said, write it on an index card. You wrote that down, put star underneath that section, write it on the index card and read it 3 to 5 times a day until you can say it without the index card. So by the time we get finished putting your business together, I'm gonna ask y'all to reread it without the index card.
Okay.
You're gonna definitely want to work on it because this is your company. So if you can't explain to me who you are, what you do, and how you can help me without reading it, then I'll kind of be skeptical about hiring you. So this is your company. You're gonna make sure you know that front and back. That way, when you introduce yourself, if you shake somebody's hand, you will say, or as you're shaking their hand, you'll basically give your elevator pitch. All right. All right. Good job. All right. So the last section we'll be able to cover. We're gonna do skip down, and you're gonna put who. This is gonna be the last who. And in quotations, you're gonna put my target market. My target market. All right. The definition you want to write down for target market. That way you understand what that is. All right. So write down this definition. So target market is any person or business, and by business put / organization, and that would cover like schools and nonprofits. So any person or business / organization that most likely wants or needs. So that most likely wants or needs your products or services and that can afford it. So that's my organic definition for target market that'll help you understand it better. So it's any people or business slash organization that wants or needs your products or services and that can afford it. All right. Now we're gonna actually draw, like I'm gonna further explain it to you, but we're gonna create what you call a customer avatar. So skip down the line. It's going to be in that same section. In the middle of the page, you're going to write down customer avatar to identify my target market. So customer avatar to identify my target market. So that would just be like us sketching out who your ideal customer looks like or what that person looks like. So customer avatar to identify my target market. All right, and then so you got that in the middle of the page, draw a line, and then on the left side of the page, write down, and you're gonna write these down going down the page. You don't have to skip any lines. So you're gonna put age, so going down the page on the left, put age, race, all right, so age, skip down, race, skip down, gender, skip down, occupation. All right, and then we're gonna fill in the blank. And this is how you identify who you should be targeting your products and services to based on those four things. All right, so under age, all right, so and this is your company. All right, so under age, I usually use like a 10 to 20 year spread. In your case, we'll use 10 years. So what you want to do is think of, all right, the type of stores, and like when you start writing multiple books, your target market will change based on what you're writing about. So if I'm writing about uh, dating in high school, it's going to be different from dating in college. It's going to be different from dating as a young adult. So what I got to keep in mind is what age range are the people that are going to be for the people that I'm writing for. Sorry, when you think about your writing and all right, and your music, all right, it's probably gonna be closer to your age range. So all right, if we're looking at 10 years spread, and it could be a couple years younger, a couple years older, about what age range do you think your audience is gonna be in? Like based on the content you write about, what age range would they most likely be? Like 16 to 26, 17 to 27, 20 to 30, 15 to 25. Like what age range do you think they'll be in? Or that you, based on your content. So what age range do you think your content is fit for? Like, okay, they'll understand what I'm talking about. What you think? Now, how old are you?
19.
19. All right, so we'll put, now are you gonna write about any things like experiences from high school, or is it more for like young adults, like college age, or what?
I think it's might be for young adults.
All right, so we'll say for right now we'll put 15, we'll say 15 to 25. So we'll say 15 to 25. Since you kind of at a neutral age, we'll do like some high school, some college, some young adult. So age range, we'll just put 15 to 25. All right. What we got next? So age, race. All right. So based on your content, now of course, when it comes to selling products or services, everybody is open game. But when it comes to what you creating the content, you might create it for a specific type of person. So I just say, all right, just say if you was writing music during Black History Month, most of it's going to be for Black people, unless you're doing informative writing and you're telling other races about it. So, all right, for the most part, and all right, just say in this section, I usually use percentages. So I just say if 80% of what you write is going to be for Black girls, then you put 80, 20, 80% for Black girls, 20% for others. If it's 100%, you can say 100%. If it's 50-50, so only you can, tell me, about who you want to write for. So based on race, is it going to be like, what do you think the percentage is going to break down to that you're writing for? Like, is it going to be more neutral, or is it just going to be more about the Black experience?
I think mine's gonna be neutral.
Okay, so 50-50 or like 60-40?
50-50.
Okay, so put 50-50, and then so put 50-50 and just say Black, all right, Black / white and other. So that just means you're writing for all demographics.
Okay.
Like, so that's pretty neutral. All right. So we got age, race, gender. All right. So gender, I usually do percentage too. Now, you're a female, so are you writing more content for females, or is that going to be neutral too? Or is it going to be, yeah, majority is for females, but you know how like some artists, female artists, they might write a song or two where they're basically empowering guys, and I'm trying to think of an example. I can't really nail one, but it'll come back to me. Sorry, are you going to write more for females or for females and guys?
It depends, I think.
All right, so on that one, we'll do 70-30 on that. So do 70%, so write out, and I would write it out so you understand that we're using percentages. So write 70% of my content will be for females. So, and write it out like that. So 70% of my content would be for females, and then 30% would be for guys.
Okay.
That's just kind of, all right. So we got age, race, gender, occupation. Now, when it comes to occupation, we're thinking more of who would be able to afford to book you as an artist or to buy your product. Now, we're also thinking of people most likely to want or need your products and services. So off the bat, all right, so occupation, by that tab, we're gonna put high school students. Now, even though they probably can't, just say your books ain't gonna be like $1,000 starting off. So most people will be able to afford a book. So in high school, we're just gonna look at it as an occupation. So we'll say high school students, college students. All right, you're gonna write down high school students and college students. You're gonna also write down, all right, then we'll get more specific. We'll say band members, since you do music and writing, like band members would be a big demographic that would support what you're doing. We'll say other artists and musicians. So those are potential titles of the people that would support you. Can you think of any other type of people like that would fall under a tab or occupation? Like, did you play any sports, or did you play any sports in high school?
No, but I played basketball when I was like a little kid.
Okay, you said you played basketball?
Yes.
Okay, we'll say basketball players, because just say you might write something for basketball players. So now we're just looking at what type of titles people might have for groups of people that you can market to. So just say you might, so any specific type of people that you'll create content for, that's what you want to think of under occupation. And as many people as you can think of like that would be under that type of classification, you're gonna write it under there. That way, you know, when you start creating content and produce something, then you can say, okay, this would be good for high school students or college students or people that play basketball based on the content that you use, right? All right, now skip down underneath that, probably like a line or two, and put a star. So now I'm gonna tell you how to use that information. All right, put a star like about a line or two underneath that, and write this out. Say, this is how I use my target market customer avatar. So this is how I use uh, my target market customer avatar and elevator pitch. So I'm gonna show you how to apply the things that we're doing. All right, so how you're gonna use it is based on those numbers we came up with, like those percentages. That's exactly the type of people you're gonna add to your IG and Facebook. So like your Snapchat, Facebook, IG, or you can just say social media. So since you said you're gonna cater to all races, that means 50% you're gonna add black. So out of 10 people, you're gonna add 5 black, 5 non-black. All right. As far as gender, out of 10 people, you're gonna add how many women? We said 70%. So out of 10 women, out of 10 people, how many women would you add to your network? So 70%. So that would 7. There you go. All right. Out of 10 people, you're gonna add 7 females, 3 guys. All right. And then so we got age, race, gender, and then occupation. So just say if you're on LinkedIn or Facebook and it says musician, all right, that's one of the occupations we listed. So those are people you're gonna add if they meet the other criteria. High school, if it say high school, college, anything like that, any of what we listed on the occupation, then that means they're gonna fit the type of people you wanna add, right?
Yes.
All right. So and then, all right, so just say on your pages that we set up in the first section, now you're gonna start adding people to those pages based on the sections we just went over today, which is my team, my elevator pitch, and my target market. So you're gonna add the people that fit those particular categories. Now, what I usually do is, all right, so in order to get more people to market to and promote to, you want to start adding, I would say 20 to 50 of those type of people every day. Because the more people you got, just like how people be like, oh, I got thousands of followers on IG or LinkedIn or Facebook, the more people you got, the more money you make. That's how it works. So the more people you have in your network, the more money you can make. So instead of waiting on them to send you a request, we're actually gonna add them to our network. So you wanna add 20 to 40 people that fit in those categories every day. All right. Now, once you connect with them, in order to make it a connection, meaning in order to say, okay, we're connected now, what do you think you got to do? And it's something that we created to help that. What do you think you're going to do once you connect with them? All right, how are you going to tell them who you are, what you do, and how you can help them?
Say my elevator pitch.
All right, exactly. So once you connect with them, you're going to inbox them your elevator pitch. All right, so write that down. So once I connect with my target market, which is the people that we just identified. So once I connect with my target market, I'm going to inbox them or DM my elevator pitch. All right. Now you can also write this down. So once you connect with them, you're going to inbox or DM your elevator pitch. Also, you want to post your elevator pitch. So write that down. So once a week on all your social media platforms, you're going to post your elevator pitch because you're going to be getting new friends. So don't assume everybody know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. You're going to actually post your elevator pitch to remind them. Sorry, when you post your elevator pitch, also you can post, like, these are the things you can post with it. You can add your logo or a picture of you so that they can start to recognize who you are. So add logo, my company logo, or picture in addition to my elevator pitch. Now, once you feeling really confident, you can also record your elevator pitch and send the video instead. So either you can send the content text or you can send the video. And now that we're in a digital era, more people are using videos. So just like when we first start, doing the junior CEO training, y'all did an elevator pitch and sent it to me in a video. So, or y'all did something in a video. But now you can also record your elevator pitch and send it to them instead of the writing. You can DM your elevator pitch. They open the video. They're like, oh, okay. Now I feel like I know who she is. So you can either write it out or you can record it and send that link each time. All right, you wrote that down? So just say later on I can record my elevator pitch and send that instead of writing.
Okay.
All right, and I think Zoom is gonna kick us off in a second, but we covered all the sections that we needed to cover. Do you have any questions on anything that we covered today?
No, I don't think so. Well,
All right. Well, if you got any questions, either y'all can contact me directly or just let your mom know, hey, look, I got a question about this. I've been recording all our sessions. So this one, I'll send this one or put it on YouTube, and that way the link is available. That way, if you miss anything, you can always go back and watch the video.
okay.
All right. Well, good job on everything today. Your elevator pitch sounds good. I can't wait till you can regurgitate it without reading it off. So remember, write it on the index card, work on that, and then your homework is study those forms that we talked about, because in your industry, those are going to be very important. Like, people lose millions based on those documents. All right. Well, I appreciate it. All right, and you have a good day, and I will see you on the next session.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.